Nothing but blood here. That's a good mark. Whatever. I got that saved mark there. Now, what I could do, I believe I already got the brooch. So I could scar the daughter for life, but here's something else you can do. No, Smiley, no! Oh my god, coworkers. What I'm gonna probably do, I don't know if you know this, so we'll see.
No, I know about the brooch.
No, but do you know what you can do if you deny her the brooch?
Like, if you specifically choose not give
to
her
tell
the brooch?
her? Yeah. Actually, first, I gotta go to Odeon Chapel first. Forgot about that little tidbit.
Well, I mean, I'm aware the brooch is a usable item.
No, but I'll show you something else that has to do with that. But first, you gotta go and actually into the church. Now that we killed him, we got this key to do this. Also, if you guys didn't get the clue yet, because we got the music box from the little girl, and it affected Father Gascoigne, the father was the father of that little girl. And because we found that brooch on top of that woman that was like pretty much broken in half on top of the ceiling, we can kind of know what happened.
Father Gascoigne's not a very good father.
Not really.
He's probably a great father, a terrible husband.
Exactly. He's a really tall dude, too. I mean, he's huge.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's because of the beast transformation that's sort of slightly there. But open this chest. We get a blood gem workshop tool, which is awesome. This is something they add into this game versus the Dark Souls game, which is awesome. You basically can change your weapon's components for free. Also, there's this note here. The Bergenworth spider hides all manners of rituals and keeps out lost masters from us. A terrible shame, and it makes the head shudder uncontrollably. Very unusual at this point in the game. Don't know what that means. We go up these sets of stairs. Open this door to a boss battle. I'm just kidding. It's cinematic. Usually every cinematic means something bad, so... I love how it keeps the clown hair into this very dramatic cinematic.
I'm glad they kept the cinematics very spread out.
Any game of churches make me sweat because they make me think of Ninja Gaiden and how many times I fought those bosses, and there was one instead of a church I fought like 30 times before I beat her.
Did you see the thing on the ground beside you?
How could I miss it?
Well, I did.
Really?
First time I played, yeah.
He just turned around and went, whoa! So first off, we can unequip this nonsense. Okay. Look at this thing. It's a thing. Let's talk to the thing.
It's a friend blob.
Oh, you must be...
Sorry.
The incense must have masked your scent. Good.
So if you notice, all the characters in this game tend to talk about smelling you versus seeing you, which either gives you the idea that most people are beasts now, or they don't have eyes, which I think is one or the other or both.
Always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk.
I like how they even spell it like that, women folk.
Snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them,
eat the brains.
That's how you get that power.
Which is actually kind of true.
Yeah. Well, you crush their skulls in your hand.
If you wouldn't mind.
And you take their minds. So, listen to that poor laugh. Poor bastard. Alright. Now that we found this safe place, if you remember... Actually, I think we avoided her, but if you remember, there's an old lady asking for refuge. Let's go talk to her real quick. I wonder if we spin our souls first. I think I have enough to possibly level up a little bit.
There's a funny thing about the little blob dude. Do you mind if I spoil it? It's not huge.
Go ahead.
He's the only legit good character in the entire game.
Yeah, kinda. Like, I don't know. I won't dispute it much because I feel like there's some characters that are... And this just goes with any Souls game or like game of the Souls nature. Yeah, it doesn't always work that way. And yeah, if you don't always notice, the puppet's not always here. The other place she tends to show up is in front of this grave over here. So before we talk to her, let's see how much we have to get to level up at all.
Welcome. What is... Very well, let me...
I can level up once, but then I'll realize I have some cold blood I can pop too. So I might be able to level up twice, or 3 times. Let's find out. I realize these blood items actually have just pretty interesting descriptions as well. Especially some of the ones you get later that are like the blood of insane bullshit. Is that all of them? I guess that is all of them. Let's see what we can do now.
Very well, let me...
Speaking of that brooch, I am doing a second run, which just kind of showing some things either Travis missed or did differently, because there are multiple options you can do going through the game. And whatever you do with the brooch, I'm going to do the opposite for that.
Okay, that's fine. I'm leveling up my vitality and endurance. I'll worry about more of the other stuff a little bit later. Arcane is a really good one. I mean, on top of the fact that it controls your magic usage, it also increases item discovery, so people tend to drop more things when you have higher Arcane.
Yeah, Arcane is a little weird in this. It's not specifically like for a magic, like MP stat or anything. It's for specific items you find throughout the game that have magical attacks of sorts.
So far, I find that Blood Tinge is probably the most useless, but
Yeah.
like, because I mean, there are weapons that scale to Blood Tinge, and there's certain guns you can't use unless you have a high enough Blood Tinge, but guns never seem to really do enough damage anyway.
There's just like one gun that does a lot of damage, but it uses up 2 bullets.
I don't think I have any stones, so there's no point. Yeah, I don't have any stones. But let's see what Old Man Winter has to say here.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood.
Oh yeah, I think this is the creepy thing he says.
Someone once did a bluegrass cover of Harvest. It wasn't very good.
That's what led me to the wheelchair.
You're welcome to use whatever.
I hate how he says this coming up.
Even the dog. Should it please you?
So, I'm going to ask you, because I won't go as far as to say how this kind of goes, but can I talk a little bit about Gehrman?
Sure.
We're gonna go to a place later that shows kind of how Gehrman was before he got to this place here, the Dream. And you kind of figure out that he might have had sex with a doll. But I'll say that. Maybe a couple times. So him saying, "It please the doll," that creepy thing he did earlier is extra disturbing. And poor doll. I'm so sorry, lady. Anyway.
She's powered by love.
She is powered by love. She's like a Sailor Scout or something. A really tall one. Or we're just a really tiny human. Icabod Banana's not a big man.
But he ain't afraid to admit it.
He doesn't understand when people tell him that, because he's kind of dumb. That's why his Arcane's so low. So here's my question to you also, because again, you're doing the gameplay that's pretty much said to do the opposite of what I'm going to do. As I mentioned, I'm going to be sending characters to the Odon Chapel. Does that mean you're going to send them to the other place?
Well, you haven't really gone to the other place. You're right nearby there. Do you want to do that?
Yeah. That might be worth it.
At least to introduce it.
Since it's kind of, important.
Yeah.
I think I opened the gate down here. It's probably the... Ah, fuck it. I'm right by the ladder. What am I doing?
Yeah. I mean, my run's not so much the opposite, but just...
Just may show some missing things. But you might, you might want to send one person there just to kind of show.
And I think I do.
I think there's one individual I can't blame you for doing so, so... So we're going back to where we were born, sort of. Whoa, okay. Those decided to spawn in.
We did meet Yosefka, didn't we?
I believe so. Let's just find out. I don't remember. But see, this is Lasevka. That's it. Yosefka.
Oh, well.
Oh no, I never talked to her. You can actually see her kind of through the window.
Let me offer you a small kindness.
There she is.
You're soon off to hunt, I presume? Then, if you find any survivors...
Also, I heard a rumor, and maybe I can see it.
Seek Yosefka's clinic.
I just get the angle right.
Hippocratic
Yeah.
oath.
Shit.
If they
Come
are
on.
human,
I think I know what you're trying to do. I think I did that for my recording too.
perhaps even cure them.
Someone just threw down a note as soon as he was talking to her. So she's saying that I can bring her back here, and she'll be able to cure them of this plague.
And the night is long. I may be trapped,
And she sounds super sweet,
but I should do something to help.
and that really appeals to someone like Icabod Banana.
I'll even offer a reward.
He's very
for
trusting.
operation. Tempted?
But he's probably not aware that her voice actor has changed.
Well, off you go then.
Because we have met her before. And you'll recall she was very against the idea of letting anyone into her clinic.
Yep.
If you find anyone who's still, you can assure them there's no place safer.
You can assure them.
Do me this.
Sounds really... I mean, in context, sounds kind of bad.
Yeah. Shall we just go out and say it?
Well, we just saw 2 places where we can send people. And this is where it's playing with people's heads a little bit. We saw the creepy monsters like, bring them to me. And we're just like, oh, okay. And then we see this one woman that's all inviting and sweet and things like that. This is a Souls game, motherfucker. You don't do what you expect. You don't send them to the sweet girl. The sweet girl will fuck them up.
Also, the sweet girl is dead. She's been killed. That woman has replaced her. And what Travis was trying to see, he's trying to tell, when you first see Yosefka, you can kind of see her through the broken glass. This version is now holding a weapon.
I don't know, because the thing is that, as you mentioned, that it is a little bit up to debate. I don't want to spoil it too much. Whether she is actually a dead or not.
If anything, she's been replaced. This is a different woman completely.
Yeah.
Now, what Travis was asking if I was going to send some people to her instead of the chapel. You do get different things depending on where you send them, but generally the best stuff, and kind of the general rule of thumb, is you want to send them to the chapel.
There's an item that is not something you can purchase. It's like the numbing mist. And the thing is, you can only really get it through sending people to Yosefka's clinic or finding them on the map. And they're basically, what are those things? The
Lloyd's
Talismans? Yeah, that block characters from healing. Oddly enough, actually kind of useful for one of the bosses. But we'll see when that actually happens.
There are a few enemies that do heal. The thing is, if you're not doing any PvP, though, it's a very limited use item.
And even then, like, it's really hard to... With how fast this game is, it's hard to nail people with items. So this is what I wanted to show you. So now that we've gone to both places, let's go back to the little girl. I imagine with the muffled cable, like when he's breathing hard, like...
When I see all those guys dragging themselves along the ground, I imagine they sound like salesmen.
Hi! Would you like a coupon?
Are you satisfied with your home insurance?
Call standard. Okay. Mash! That guy tries to kill you with a statue, but then I kill him by shoving my fist up its asshole. And it sinks into the stairs and sinks out of the stairs. Okay.
Yeah, he always does that.
Oh god, a shadow landed on me.
Whoop.
I love how bloody this makes your leg. So shiny. Okay. So, now that we've kind of discovered the whole father situation, we kind of got to inform the daughter, but the way you choose this can affect how certain things happen, so we're going to talk to her.
Hello, Mr. Hunter. Still covered by my mum.
We know where the mum is, and at this point we can give back the red jewel brooch. And if we do that, she basically starts crying and you can no longer talk to her again. But what I'm going to say is do not give.
Oh, okay. I can wait. But isn't there something I can do? Maybe Mum and Dad are stuck out there, waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Mr. Hunter?
So she asked your opinion to send her somewhere. So now you can pick whether you want to send her to Odin Chapel or Yosefka's clinic. So I'm going to send her to Odin Chapel.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad.
Oh, how sweet. Now we reload the game. No, Eric. Oh!
There's a party at Onan Chapel. He wants you there.
Yes. This is actually probably Osifka's clinic, if anything. Like, we already talked about the fact that she's deceptive, but think about it. We woke up in a place that was covered in transfusion bottles, blood, and a werewolf, and no one else. And we want to send people there? I don't think so.
Yosefka wasn't there when the game started.
You heard her voice at the beginning with the whole, "You found yourself a hunter," the first thing uttered.
No, that wasn't her. That was a doll.
No, I thought that was just... That sounds like Yosefka. That didn't sound like the doll. That was a completely different accent.
No, it was definitely the doll's accent. And speaking of which, the doll is voiced by the woman who voiced the Maiden in Black in Demon Souls. And it is definitely her voice.
You say so. It sounds like a lot like Yosefka.
No, Yosefka has a British accent. The girl at the start had the sort of Eastern European accent.
So if you notice, we come back, the window is dark. Because she decided to leave to go find freedom. And he's still dead.
It looks like his head just exploded across the ground.
He deserved it.
Standing there laughing at a door.
Well, let's go check on the status of the little girl that we sent back to Onan Chapel.
I feel like along the way we need to revisit that pig.
You're actually right. Yes, we're revisiting the pig.
Play along with me, damn it.
What? Revisit the pig?
Well, you don't have to charge headlong into him.
I'm not afraid of no pig. It even flinches to the axe. Oh, just stop being... Oh, God. It didn't even flinch me, but now it's dead. Yeah. So it dropped something. Blood vials, but it also dropped something else. Red messenger ribbons. So let's look at that item. Wherever it went. I think it's... Yeah, there it is. Red ribbon that messengers are oddly fond of. This thick, pungent red was drawn from the organs of an unfortunate victim. So,
we killed the little girl.
We killed the little girl. Let's just say that her story does not have a happy ending no matter what choice you pick. If you want to get that item, you gotta do it that way. If you just give her the brooch, she gives you nothing.
Yep, she just cries and then she disappears for the rest of the game.
Yep. But also, here's the thing, it's even worse. Because she takes the red brooch from you and you don't get to keep it.
Right.
Now I get to keep it and use it. I'm a greedy bastard. Watch this, you can see it from this side too. Teamwork! Alright. Oh, and look, it got me some souls, perfect.
Blood echoes. You can go ahead and use the brooch now if you want.
Yeah, that's true. Might as well mash it in this ugly sewer. So if we look at the description, it says that with a proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified with this jewel. But it requires us to mush it with our fist. Now we got a blood gem to actually attach to our weapons. A pretty decent one, actually. Especially for the beginning of the game. My hair almost gets red right there.
As the game goes on, it gets redder and darker.
Kind of like Shadow of the Colossus, where you start really kind of like turning into a zombie. We didn't go back for the old woman, but I'll go back for her in a bit. I don't feel like going back. Fuck it. So we got, in this case, if we look in this chapel, there's a door here to the left, door in front of us, and there's a door to the right that is locked. That does not open for a little while. The real path that we want to go is this way, but there might be some items over here that I want. So we're going to go this way first. Here's some new enemies. I believe they're called White Doctors. Or Chapelmen, something like that. That's an interesting name. But they have big bells on them and they try to kill you with their canes. Also, fuck Arcane. They're better with theirs, so they can keep them. Stab.
Well, their cane has heft.
Yep. Mine's just a stick. And there's a bunch of crows over here, too. Fuck the crows. Nobody likes the crows. They sound like dogs.
I learned to hate the crows.
Yep, we had a conversation where Crow actually killed him.
Yeah.
But we got some Madman's Knowledge over here, and something where clearly no one will stand later. We go up here. This is the path going actually towards the main cathedral, the Grand Cathedral. It makes no difference to us because the gate will be locked. But I might as well shoot. Oh, man, got a message too. I'm so popular. Oh, shit.
Everyone wants you to stop playing Bloodborne.
What are you doing, crazy person? You can just also dodge them and just whack on them. Oh, or and they whack back. But also gain your health back as they fall. There's a couple little, if you notice, this is where we need to go, but there's an item we want to pick up here. Just a wooden shield. Spank Plank!
Spank Plank will never die.
Spank Plank is back! Only problem with Spank Plank, you can't dual wield.
Also, it's shit.
I rode the churchman all the way down the stairs. Alright, I want to go this way now. There's another churchman.
And there's one coming up on you from the right.
So let's kill this guy first. I like this game kind of almost encourages you to trade blows with your enemies. Here's the other one. I just decided to threaten him.
Warning slash.
Wow, he's not dead yet. Screw you.
I think one of the things you can write down from your notebook is to suggest to trade blows with an enemy.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Also, watch this. Watch this. Dodge! Well, that was wacky anyway.
If you had 40 insight, you could tell what that was.
We might find out later. We should change outfits, though. Wow, that hat is actually worse. What about my top hat? It's actually worse. It's a top hat. Okay, the hunter's garb is actually better. We'll throw that shit on. Along with gloves. Pants are a little bit better on defense, too. We'll basically just keep the hat. Still be like... So we got a couple options, one of which is kind of closed off to us this way. Some strong enemies that way. We're going to be going down the stairs this way.
For the record, that little black hole or whatever that was, what happens is that it picks you up, and you immediately get a full bar of Frenzy. And what Frenzy does is if you played the original Dark Souls, it was like the bleed mechanic where if you got a full bar, you just instantly lose a ton of damage. Only with Frenzy, your head explodes, and you lose a ton of damage.
And if you don't have enough health, you just fucking die.
Right.
I don't know why I'm using the one-handed. We're just going to go with it. Oh, shit.
One of the nice things about the dogs is they just flop over if you shoot them.
And sometimes they'll just bark at you and just let you wail on them, too.
They never do that for me.
There's a couple things we want to get from over here. There's a side path before we go through the church. We'll go through there first, but we'll want to back up nearly immediately when we go up the stairs. As soon as he triggers, he brings his doggies. And that time we'll want the double axe. But I don't want to be in the gun guy's range. Gunmen still do a lot of damage. Oh, come on. Ah! Ow! And they always strike twice.
Yeah.
What's this dog doing? Oh, there he goes. Alright, now time to go for the gunman.
There are also a couple items on the right side of the church.
Yep.
If you want to quickly get those.
But we're gonna go back anyway, so... Here's just a little thing we want to do here first. It's an actual human-sized door. Some crazy Illuminati shit, and we actually want to go off this side. Let's visit an NPC that won't kill us. He's praying here.
You're a beast hunter, aren't you?
One of you who supposedly isn't batshit insane.
Well, he doesn't talk with his mouth. He's batshit insane.
Beg pardon. You may call me Alfred.
And he's also saying no.
Master Ligarius, hunter of violence. So, what say you?
Look there, look here.
Differ. But we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned?
This is basically Bloodborne's version of Sunbro.
Yeah.
Asks us to jolly cooperate.
Oh, very good. Very good indeed. Take this to...
You could tell that the person who just spawned there actually attacked Alfred immediately. But it's worth talking to him because he gives you fire paper and the pray move, which does nothing but pray.
May the good blood guide your way.
Pray is one of those gestures that actually holds until you move.
Yep, which is really cool.
Just tell me what piques your...
I like one of the later ones where you do like a T-pose. So if you talk to him at certain points, he gives you information about different things. In this case, the Healing Church in Bergenworth. I won't talk to him, I'll just basically tell you what they are. Healing Church is basically the church that runs Yarnum. This is what all this cathedral thing is about. It's called the Healing Church because they're the ones who discovered blood ministration, which is basically healing using blood. This entire city is run on blood, pretty much, because they even drink it more than alcohol. So they brought upon a lot of success very quickly. That's why this church is so ginormous. And he is someone who works for the church, because all hunters at some point started from working for the church. And he follows the particular principles of a certain individual. Bergenworth is the founding location of said Healing Church. It's actually an academy where these scholars got together and created the church. That's as much as I'm going to talk about it because there's a lot of spoiler information in there, and I will avoid it.
Healing Church are big players in the plot of the game.
Yep.
Bergenworth is basically the academy where the Healing Church spawned. And a few other factions in the game.
Yep, there are multiple factions.
Actually, you missed a doorway up when you were coming back from Alfred.
Yeah, I just want to pick up this stuff first.
There's some Molotovs.
I can always go through there. What other doorway might I be missing? Other than the one back here.
Oh, that's the one. Just need to flip that switch to open up the pathway.
Wait for it. Madman's Knowledge. In this game, there's never a reason not to pop Madman's Knowledge, but I've been curious, like, I wonder if the game... They should have had it where the game would have different endings depending on how much, how mad you were.
Really, the worst thing about it is the more insight that you have, the more susceptible to frenzy you are.
This is true.
Early on, that's not a problem. Later on, there are enemies that cause frenzy when you just look at them.
There's that one with a bunch of eyeballs. Looks like a piece of broccoli with eyes. Those things are a pain in the ass. Also, I've been kind of questioning insight because there's two different meanings I gained from it. One, you know what? I'll shut up. Again, spoilerific. Oh, it's tough. Oh, it's tough. We'll talk about it when it gets to the point. But we open up this path, so we're going down here. This area was sealed off. I wonder why.
There was a Madman's Knowledge also that you walked past.
But I want Bloodstone.
Like, it's either me or the threat is going to get on you.
The threat will get on me no matter what.
It was where the guy ran in from.
Of course. I knew that. See? I knew that. Now we can buy outfits. It looks so good. I told you, I steal people's brains. Oh shit, I'll talk about it. But we get these insights that apparently get us be able to see more. When you actually look at it, it says that we're able to see things we weren't able to see before. Does that make us mad, or just it makes us aware more than other people, and they call us mad? That's the question. Oh, and there's werewolf.
Right. Well, here's the thing. After you get enough insight, those guys that you fought, the ward doctors, whatever they were, the white mask dudes, they get magic attacks. I'm pretty sure that's not something you see. I'm sure you would feel that.
Also, the interesting thing is that that their lanterns also get covered with eyeballs.
Right, which is where the magic comes from.
The magic comes from the eyes. If you notice, everyone else in this game pretty much has their eyes covered, too.
There's a theme of eyeballs.
Yes. No leaping on me. I'm just making sure he's dead. Bloodstone shards. This area becomes a plethora of that, and we need them. Go further down. This area has a lot of secrets that you can easily miss. Like this thing, for example. More antidotes. That's a hint.
Yeah.
Because we are going down. We're basically going into Blight Town. Literally.
But not nearly as bad.